Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Elizabeth Irwin, and I am the chair of the APFO Task Force. I welcome you to this public hearing on the Baltimore County Adequate Public Facilities Ordinance and the task force's possible recommendations to the County Council and the County Executive. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we are convening this public hearing virtually via WebEx video teleconference. The APFO Task Force was established in August by the County Council in Resolution 76-20 in order to review the Adequate Public Facilities Ordinance and to study and evaluate methods to make significant improvements to the law as it relates to development and the need for adequate infrastructure and public school facilities. The purpose of this hearing is to give the public the opportunity to provide input to the task force before we conclude our review and prepare our report and recommendations. So before introducing my colleagues on the task force, I'll turn it over to the Honorable Councilman David Marks, who is asked to provide a few welcoming remarks.
Thank you very much, Ms. Irwin. And I would like to commend all of the members of this task force. I was the sponsor of the resolution that established this task force. It passed with not only unanimous support, but also unanimous sponsorship. So my colleagues all clearly realized, regardless of political party, the importance of the task before us. So I want to thank all of the members. You have demonstrated professionalism, hard work, and a collaborative spirit that will serve the citizens of Baltimore County very well. You recognize that the quality of our schools drives our local economy. It is critically important that we have strong, excellent, outstanding schools, not just for our communities and families, but also so that Baltimore County can maintain an advantage over other jurisdictions in attracting new homeowners. And you also recognize, I think, that we've had historically very good schools. We have a quality school system, but clearly we have a system that needs to be fixed. We have overcrowding that has impacted our schools for generations. Overcrowding, as I said in my opening remarks to this task force a few months ago, is not just driven by development. It is also driven by demographic changes. And that is certainly a trend we have seen in my district as younger families move into older communities such as Towson, Parkville, and now Perry Hall. I just want to conclude by thanking you for all your hard work. You have been a fair-minded task force. I think you recognize that your recommendations will drive improvements throughout Baltimore County that will benefit all of our communities. So again, I want to thank you. I'm very impressed with you all, and I am sincerely appreciative for the many hours this task force, its staff members, have all put into this effort. Thank you very much, and happy holidays.
Thank you very much for those kind comments. Councilman Crandall, I see you there. Would you like to?
I am here, and I'm not the only one with a Christmas tree motif behind me. So we're all like-minded in that. Is let's get on to some sort of semblance of a normal, as normal as we can make it, a normal holiday as much as we can make it. I first want to thank Councilman Marks for having the vision to come up with the task force. Adequate public facilities is an issue that he and I have spoken about since I've been on the council, and David preceded me on the council by 4 years. But we've been having this discussion for a long time. I wholeheartedly co-sponsored the resolution that created the task force, and I took a little bit of time to peruse the minutes of the task force's meetings that are available online, and the conversations that you all have had just shows the depth of your knowledge and your commitment to really delving into this issue. And you all have had substantive conversations about the issue, mostly with schools and overcrowding and the decisions that the county makes, but also with our general infrastructure and how we handle development and redevelopment. So I do want to thank both Councilman Marks and the task force members for what I think is just an extremely thorough job from what I can gather from the minutes, and we look forward to your recommendations, and we'll see where we go from here. So excellent work, you all, and we look forward to seeing the product that you all come up with. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Crandall.
Liz,
Yes.
Councilman Patoka is trying to log on. He's having some technical issues, so I'm not sure if he wanted to make some comments. I just tried to send him another link to see if he can get on that way. Just wanted to let.
Okay, and our task force member, the Honorable Ms. Julie Henn, is having difficulties also, technical difficulties, trying to, if there's a number that I can give her, or I can give you her number, I guess that might be the best thing. Oops. Try to
Invite should have supplied her with a phone number to call if she wanted to call in.
Great. I'm gonna forward her number to you. Because I would like everybody to, all the task force members to be present for the members of the public.
Technology is a challenge right now. I had to change locations because mine was not working either.
Who's that? Is that Julie? Or is that?
That's Maureen.
That's Maureen. Oh, there you are. Okay.
Yes, and yeah, I can't use my new BCPS device, so I'm working on my husband. So maybe that's what Julie's issue is as well.
That's what she was suspecting, actually. So let's see if this works.
I just got one on my phone, but trying to log on from my computer.
Okay, well, hopefully we can get this technology working, but I guess I need to keep going here, and I'll start by introducing my colleagues on the task force. And hopefully by the time I get to the end of the list, hopefully Julie will be logged on. Each of us
Also,
on,
Liz,
yes.
I just want to let you know that Councilman Patoka is on now.
Oh, terrific. Well, let's let Councilman Patoka say a few words if he wants to. Councilman Patoka?
Well, hello, everybody. I've
Hi.
got limited technology going. I'm using my phone. I'm rebooting my computer, so hopefully I can join you with a full set of the technology gear that I need in just a few minutes. But pleased everybody's here, and look forward to moving forward on a new APFO, a new and improved APFO. That's it.
Terrific. And we are focused on school overcrowding as per the resolution. So each of us on the task force was appointed or designated to serve on the task force based on our association with a county department or a county-wide organization identified in the county council resolution. So as I said, my name is Elizabeth Irwin, and I am a legislative branch employee of the county. My title is Deputy County Auditor and Director of Fiscal and Policy Analysis. I was designated to serve on the task force by the county auditor. Next, I'll introduce Ms. Maureen Astorita, who serves as the principal of Parkville High School. If you want to wave to the public. Ms. Astorita was appointed to represent the Council of Administrative and Supervisory Employees for Baltimore County Public Schools. Next, we have Ms. Yara Sheikh, an education and equity advocate who was appointed to represent the League of Women Voters. Next, we have Mr. Pete Gutwald, who is the director of the Baltimore County Department of Planning in the county's executive branch and is serving as the Department of Planning's designee on this task force. Next, we have Ms. Jane Lee, who serves as the president of the PTA Council of Baltimore County and is the appointee representing that organization. And we have Ms. Lisa Norrington, a teacher at the Tapsco High School, who was appointed to represent the Teachers Association of Baltimore County, TABCO. And we have Mr. Rick Williams, a development and construction consultant, who was appointed to represent the Maryland Building Industry Association. And I am waiting to introduce...
Ms. Norrington, go Patriots.
Thank you. Thank you.
My wife is an alum.
Okay, perfect.
And I'm trying to find the meeting code for Ms. Hen. Let's see.
Liz, may I interrupt? Someone has some background noise going on, and I checked all of our attendee lists, and I've checked everyone on the participant list, and everyone is muted. I cannot figure out where it is coming from.
I wonder if it's coming from my computer somehow. I don't think so.
It sounds like somebody doing dishes. I'm not trying to.
So everybody's muted.
Everybody, I've checked the entire attendee list. I thought maybe somehow an attendee got unmuted, but the only way they can unmute is if I did that, but I did not. And I just checked our panelist list, and everyone is muted except for you. So I just wanted to everyone to be aware. I can't figure out where it's coming from, but I'm working on it.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think it's coming from my house, but I have earphones on, so I can't hear everything that's going on around me. Is Julie Hen perhaps on yet, or still no luck? I just sent her the access code.
I'm waiting
Do
for
not think
a,
she's on the phone. She is not on the call yet or in the meeting.
no, and she is not on by phone. Did you provide me with a number?
Yes, I actually texted it to you.
I'm looking. Wait a minute. You didn't text it to me.
That's odd. I will email it to you. did you get that?
Yes, I did.
Oh, wonderful. She says she's in.
All right. Okay, give me
Ms.
one
Hen,
moment.
can you hear us?
You have to give me 1 second, Liz.
Okay, great.
I'm doing multiple things at one time here. I have people texting me also, so give me 1 second.
So I'll give the formal introduction, though, to Ms. Hen. The Honorable Ms. Julie Hen, Vice Chair of the Board of Education of Baltimore County and the designee of the Board of Education.
I see her. Give me 1 second. I'm going to elevate her. Ms. Hen?
Yes. Good
Ah,
Yay. Wonderful. Welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, so I will continue now. The hearing procedures are posted on the virtual sessions and hearings page of the County Council's website and are as follows. Anyone wishing to testify should have registered with the County Council in advance using the online speaker registration form that was posted today from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. This registration enables the task force staff to recognize the person and unmute their microphone so they can speak during the video hearing. In order to testify, a person must join this WebEx event with an internet-capable device because it is not possible to identify a person who uses a phone only to listen in during the hearing. Each person testifying at the hearing will be given 3 minutes to speak unless I determine another duration based on the number of persons who have signed up to speak. The purpose of this time limitation is not to restrict public input, but rather to ensure that everyone who has signed up to address us has the opportunity to do so. The order of testimony will be based on the time a person registered to speak. Only persons who registered to testify will be permitted to speak, in fairness to everyone who properly registered. When a person has concluded their remarks, the host of the meeting will mute their microphone, and the next person's name will be called, and their microphone will be unmuted, and they will be asked to give their remarks. And this process will continue until all persons who registered to testify have had the opportunity to speak. In fairness to all persons and to expedite the meeting, it is requested that repetitive comments on the same subject be reserved. If someone before you has presented very similar testimony, you may simply comment that your concerns have been raised previously and waive your time. I also want to advise that anyone may also send written testimony along with documents or exhibits via email to countycouncil@baltimorecountymd.gov. Thank you for your attention. First speaker of this afternoon is Mr. John Merson. You may begin your testimony now.
Liz,
Mm-hmm.
I have to find the person on the list first, so you have to give me just a few moments.
Hello, am I heard? I'm not hearing anyone else. Okay, thank you. All right, so good evening. My name is John Merson, and I intend to speak to the council today about continuity of operations, or COOP, and school infrastructure development. Quickly, my background: I'm a Towson University alumni, and my family has a business in the Towson area for over 25 years. I'm a former military officer with joint planning and execution experience in several theaters, peacetime and combat. In my civilian career after the military, I've developed and executed emergency management and continuity plans at the federal and state level for Delaware, including safety and emergency management overhaul associated with the Deepwater Horizon incident and continuity of IT services at Walter Reed Military Medical Center. So first, I just want to make sure that we define COOP. So according to MEMA, the Maryland Emergency Management Agency, COOP planning is the effort to ensure the continued performance of critical business and government functions during a wide range of potential emergencies. The benefits of COOP planning include the ability to anticipate events and necessary response actions, improve performance through the identification of agency essential functions that must be supported in emergency, and improve communication to support essential functions throughout the agency. In plain language, if something bad happens, how do we react to it in the state and local level to ensure that we are restoring functions of our community as quickly and efficiently as possible? BCPS is required to perform COOP planning on all of their essential functions. These essential functions are required to have continuity plans against 32 FEMA-identified hazards, everything from a nuclear attack to an active shooter. BCPS has encountered 2 of these hazards this year. Number 1 would fall in line with pandemic planning for pandemic influenza. You could also use biological attack. The planning would essentially be the same. And then secondly, they've had a catastrophic cyber attack to data. This is a challenging endeavor, but results matter, and objectively and professionally, the risk management and continuity process failed and continue to fail. So my question is, prior to investing our tax dollars, how is BCPS going to ensure that these expansions are not just bringing these continuity and risk management shortcomings to a larger scale? My recommendation, based on some interactions I've had with Baltimore County Public Schools and an informal assessment of the maturity of their processes, is that they're going to struggle to do this on their own. So I recommend that a COOP plan review by MEMA or other emergency management agency be conducted prior to the release of any funds for school projects. There should be a rigorous review with at least a tabletop exercise to ensure we are not providing more opportunities for unmitigated hazards. Thank you for your time, and I appreciate all you do.
Thank you very much for your time and for your service to our country, and appreciate the testimony. Next, we have Phoebe Evans-Latocha.
I'm trying to find her on our list of attendees, and I don't see her on here. She's not listed as an attendee. You may want to come back to her at the end. Did you want to move on to the next speaker?
Sure.
Okay.
Next speaker is Jesse Jager.
Hi. Is that working?
Yes.
I have been reading all of the minutes, and I wanted to thank the task force for asking all of such wonderful, important questions and moving forward in something that I feel has been needed for an incredibly long time. I feel like I'm still a fairly new parent to BCPS, but got very involved with the boundary study last year, and really was completely disheartened to see how everything was handled in our school system with the severe overcrowding. I have very young students, so I'm going to be around for a really long time, and I'm not going away, but I also don't want to go away. However, I do see a lot of people who are considering moving because of the school problems. I'm not going to really go into it because I know the task force has all of the numbers, and you guys are like my team. You're working for me, and I super appreciate it. You guys are doing awesome things. My biggest concern right now is, given the pandemic, I'm really afraid that all our numbers are going to be skewed for enrollment for this year and maybe the next couple of years. And I'm worried that percentages are not going to truly reflect what our student capacities are looking like. And I'm also severely concerned that COVID is not going away. And even though we have vaccines that are now rolling out, which is phenomenal, I still think it's going to be a really long time before our world is safe enough to squeeze our students in like sardines like they've been. 30 kids in a classroom is just not safe even without the coronavirus, but now that the coronavirus is here to stay, and I think vaccines for children in schools is going to be a hard thing to come by. I think that I really would like to see that addressed as well. And just also really quickly, I heard a rumor that Towson High School was taken off of the list for a new school and just given the recommendation for an addition. And that scares me. That seems like a huge waste of money to not do much of any good. I'd rather see that money put towards a new building or a totally separate new high school. We have so many projections, and I know you already know it, and you guys are doing a great job. So Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for working with students.
Thank you for your testimony.
Can I make a comment, Liz?
Sure.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Jaeger. I think just in terms of our whole APFO, we'll have to look at things and how they work out post-COVID. So, for example, as Ms. Jaeger pointed out, schools are very different. Right now, traffic counts are going to be very different in terms of development. So if you were, right now, if you're a traffic engineer and want to get low counts, it's probably the best time, not because of the snow, but because people aren't driving to work, school buses aren't taking kids to students to school. So I think the task force should be cognizant that post-COVID world may look a little different, even in terms of, and Pete and I talked a little bit about this, and Councilman Marks as well. Maybe there needs to be some new zone that's going to address the what commercial looks like post-COVID. You know, with retail, retail may look very differently. So, I just want to thank Ms. Jaeger for her comments as to what the world looks like today and what it might look like in the future. Also, shout out to Mr. Merson. I remember you from over there on Thornton. I think we met in Thornley. Thanks.
Liz, can I make a comment as well?
Mm-hmm.
Two things. Delegate Forbes texted me, and Phoebe Latosha is currently giving testimony in another meeting. So she will, when she finishes, she's currently giving the testimony, so she will leap back into the meeting as soon as she can. And then also, I just wanted to say to Jesse, the panelists have been given your contact information and the speakers list. So if it's okay, I will be in touch with you to follow up on advocacy around overcapacity issues with BCPS. So thank you for your comments.
Yes, thank you. We'll move along to Terry first.
Liz, I'm not sure if it's Mr. or Ms. first. They were on our attendee list. They're not on here any longer. However, I did send that person an email asking them if they intended to testify and were they going to log back on. So we'll give that time.
We'll move along to Ms. Diana Bergman.
Hi, do you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Good afternoon, APFO task force members. I'm Diana Bergman, a community activist and education advocate who resides in District 1 in Southwest Baltimore County. 3 minutes is all I have to share concerns on how overcrowding impacts my community. 3 minutes is all I have to convince 8 members of the task force to understand what residents in District 1 need for each one of their community needs. 3 minutes is not enough time to even provide detailed explanation of the charge the APFO task force was asked to do for the last 4 months. 4 months is the amount of time the special interest group selected on the APFO task force had recommendations for our 7 county council members and county executive. I might only have 3 minutes to speak today, but that's not the only thing I have to share. I have multiple questions and suggestions from a diverse geographic representation of Baltimore County as a whole. Voices of Baltimore County residents would like more than 3 minutes to participate, collaborate, and fully engage in providing solutions to each unique challenges for their community when it comes to overcrowding schools. I have one request. With the 3 minutes I have to share, I'm requesting the APFO task force to recommend an interagency commission. An interagency commission will be available to provide a diverse geographic representation with a platform for the opportunity to have ongoing work, to review the 2020 census report, to access important data to review, and to have proactive solutions to meet the current needs of each community. The interagency commission can help resolve the challenges with overcrowding schools if we include everybody in the conversation to participate. To do so, we need more than just 3 minutes. We need more than 3 minutes to answer the following questions. Will my community become a deed-restricted community? Will we have limits on property modification? And why not wait until the 2020 census reports come out? Will overcrowding continue at Cadensville Middle School? There's so many more of different impacts that we see. We must all work together. We all must be included, and we could achieve so much more if everybody's allowed more than just 3 minutes to contribute on the better improvement on how Baltimore County grows and moves forward. So thank you for your time, and I appreciate the work that's being done, but I think everybody should be invited to the celebration of making Baltimore County better. So please recommend for every voice to be heard in Baltimore County. Thank you.
Madam Chair, Ms. Irwin,
Yes.
may I make a quick comment? And I don't want to get in a back and forth here. I look at the membership of this task force, the League of Women Voters, the PTA Council, the teachers, the principals. I don't know in what world you would say that the PTA Council is a special interest or the League of Women Voters is a special interest. I am very proud of this effort. I thank Ms. Bergman for coming, but the issues we're talking about have been discussed for years, and I am very proud that this group of professionals and volunteers is providing us with a blueprint to deal with a county-wide problem. So I just want to thank you all for what you're doing. I certainly value everything you've done, and I think my colleagues do as well.
Thank you. And thank you to Ms. Bergman also. Next, we go to Mr. Eric Rockel.
Yes, good evening. I want to thank the task force and the council members for listening to our concerns tonight. Before I turn to the two things I was going to mention, I would just like to encourage Ms. Bergman that you don't have to confine your concerns to 3 minutes. You could send a 7, 8, 10, 12, any number of page remarks to the council, and that would be incorporated. So you might want to consider that. Now, with regard to the two remarks that I want to make tonight, the first one would be concerning the way new development is calculated to impact schools. And while I'm not in any way an expert on this, the times that I have been involved, I found that the counts and projections that have been provided were, in my humble estimation, wholly inadequate. To give you an example, recently there was a multi-family project within the area that I live, and it would have generated 92 two-bedroom apartment units. The projected additional enrollment for those 92 units was only 9 students. That's less than 1 in 10 apartments generating a student. I'm sorry, I just don't believe that's credible. I saw a similar situation in other developments that have been involved in the area in which I live. Secondly, the use of the 115% overcapacity figure as a threshold to change things is far too high. It ought to be 100% or maybe even a little below 100%. When you're 100% capacity, you don't have any more room, plain and simple. And to create some sort of policy that encourages schools to get at 115% before the problem's addressed does not make sense. So again, I thank the task force for all the effort they put in and wish you a happy holidays.
Thank you, Mr. Ruckel. Next, we have the Honorable Rod McMillan.
Liz, before we move on, I just want to thank Mr. Rockel for his leadership on the Greater Timonium County Council and his comments. He's done quite a bit for the community, and I just wanted to acknowledge that.
Wonderful.
Good evening. This is Rod McMillan. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, great. My computer microphone's not working, so I called in. So can I go ahead and start?
By all means, please.
Is the young lady checking me to make sure that I'm signed up?
Mr.
Okay.
McMillan, you are signed up. However, it's very odd because your name is listed on here, but I do not have anybody calling in by phone. And I didn't unmute you.
Well, I definitely called in on phone. I'm talking in my handheld phone right now. Okay.
I believe you, sir. You may begin.
Okay. Good evening. My name is Rod McMillan, and I'm an elected Baltimore County Board of Education member representing Councilmanic District 7. I'm speaking this evening as a private citizen. The SAGE report and also recently Canon Design pointed out the overcrowding in the southeast area high schools. According to Canon, by the year 2027, Dundalk High School will be 650 students over capacity. Patapsco High School will be over 250 over capacity. And Spears Point, which is currently the only high school, middle school combination in Baltimore County out of 175 schools, is also overcrowded. Dundalk High School opened in 2013 and immediately had trailers. Patapsco High School has a 16-trailer complex that sits within the courtyard of that school building. Spears Point, as I pointed out, is the only middle school, high school combination in Baltimore County out of 175 schools. They host the middle school on the second floor of that building, the high school on the first floor of the building. The middle school and the high school share the cafeteria, the auditorium, the gymnasium, the locker rooms, and the library. And those students, you know, you have 12-year-olds on the top floor, and there's 18-year-olds and 19-year-olds on the bottom floor, and there's really no way that you can keep those from consistently mingling. I recommend doing a feasibility study looking at the North Point Government Center, which originally was the 29-acre North Point Junior High School site. A new high school on this site could alleviate the overcrowding in Dundalk High School, Patapsco High School, and Spears Point High Schools. Baltimore County government already owns this property. Please do not sell the property to the developers. Allow Baltimore County Public Schools to design a high school to sit on this property. Thank you very much, Rod McMillan. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your testimony. Next, we have Aaron Plymouth.
I do not see Mr. Plymouth on our list of attendees. However, I just wanted to let you know that Ms. Latosha is on and Terry First has logged back on. So I don't know if you wanted to call one of them.
Okay, sure. We'll go back up to the top and call Ms. Latosha.
See, hello. Sorry, I was tardy. I was testifying to the on the hearing for Red Maple Place on the issue of school overcrowding. So I'm sorry for my late attendance. So my comments come, so I'm Phoebe Evans Latosha. I'm a 21-year resident of Towson. I'm the parent of both a recent graduate and current student at Towson High and advocate for solutions to school overcrowding. So I applaud the County Council for recognizing that the adequate public facilities ordinance with respect to school overcrowding is broken. From the time my daughter entered kindergarten in 2007 to today, my children have continually attended overcrowded schools from Stoneleigh Elementary to Dumbarton Middle to now Towson High. Towson High this year is 417 students over capacity, which is 133% of its state-rated capacity of 1260, and that's the September 30th, 2020 numbers that did come out in November. It has been overcrowded for years and is projected to continue to be overcrowded for at least the next 10 years with no funded solution. While our students are currently engaged in remote learning, having a school that is over capacity makes it harder for them to return to in-person instruction during our current pandemic. Towson High has had its current batch of trailers on site since 2004, which means some of its 12 trailers are going into their 17th year of service at Towson High. Why does the county continue to approve new housing developments in a chronically overcrowded school district? We cannot keep approving new housing units in overcrowded school districts. With its adequate public facility ordinance task force, the council has itself acknowledged that the process for providing adequate public facilities for public schools is broken. Most of the neighboring elementary, middle, and high schools are also overcrowded, and the few neighboring schools that are not yet overcrowded do not have enough seats to address the overcrowding in this area at the elementary, middle, and high school levels. There's literally nowhere to find relief to the overcrowding in our existing school capacity. The planning process for a new high school takes 3 years. Once planning starts, the construction can take another 5 years, maybe 10 years at the earliest until any seats are built to address Towson High's current overcapacity, much less its future projected overcrowding. According to the 2018 student counts report, Towson High's enrollment was projected for 2,028 students, or 161%, and 768 students over its 1260 capacity. The following year, the 2019 student counts report projected 1,792 enrollment for 2028, 142%, and 532 students over capacity, and 1828 enrollment and 145%, or 568 students over capacity in 2029. The wide variations year to year in enrollment projections do not give the community members much confidence in their accuracy. Others have also expressed concern over the accuracy of the projections of yield from new housing developments. In 2014, BCPS's 10-year enrollment projections assumed Towson High's enrollment would remain relatively stable from 2013 to 2023, within a range of 1,440 to 1,480 students. 5 years later, enrollment was 1,629 students in September 2018, currently 1,677, with projections that have ranged from 1,903 to 1,711 students by 2023. With even more housing units in the planning stages within the Towson catchment and continuing overcrowding its feeder schools, the long-term trend for the enrollment projections is that they will continue to rise beyond 2,000 students. We need to fix this system and get rid of the 115% capacity threshold. So I thank this task force for doing this hard public work. It's time to change this broken system so that we do not continually have chronically overcrowded schools. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your testimony.
Madam Chair, may I respond?
Sure.
Thank you. This is Julie Henn. Phoebe, thank you for your testimony, and thank you for your years of advocacy and public service. I always appreciate how prepared you are for your thoughtful comments and for your voice for students. It's clear you're passionate and your expertise really means a lot. So I just wanted to take the time to thank you and tell you how much I appreciate your voice for our students on this issue, your advocacy for Towson High, and for overcrowding in the central area. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, I think we have Terry first now.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Excellent. So I live in District 2, and I feel several of the things I would have mentioned have come up regarding capacity. I feel that what I consistently, though, hear is really maybe a question about the calculations being done, whether it be projection for the future or the calculations in determining how many students might come out of a development seem to maybe not be current with the trends of how people are living. So I do wonder if the formula being used to do those calculations might be out of date. And the example that I would give, I'm over in District 2. They built Lyons Mill Elementary School, and by the time that that building was constructed, it was already over capacity, and they did have a lot of development around it. So to me, it leads me to conclude that the calculation used when determining how many students might come out of a development, whether it's in the CZMP process or further down the way, may not be an accurate reflection of what families are purchasing today and what students would be coming out of whatever development is being produced, whether it's apartments or townhomes or single family homes, to really give, you know, the council people on the CZMP an adequate idea of whether or not that type of housing should be built.